So the NBA trade deadline is right around the corner, and you want to know where players are valued, so maybe you can make some last-minute trades yourself. In this episode, we're going to run down the top 50 fantasy basketball players. Now, I'll start by saying that I don't want you to shoot the messenger. I'm getting these projections directly from #basketball.com, one of the most trusted sources in the fantasy basketball community. And we will be sharing rest of season projections. I will give my commentary on the players as we go through, but please do not aim your fantasy weapons at me. I am just the messenger. With that being said, let's start with number 50. Number 50 is Ivica Zubac. We're going to go ahead and put him up here at number 50. At number 49, we have Jaren Jackson Jr. Really quick about Zubac, I want to say it's worth noting that he is currently producing at number 65 in terms of rankings for current production, right? So they have him a little higher, and I'm not mad at it at all because I think he can provide that long-term consistent value, especially if you have some injuries to Kawhi Leonard or even to James Harden. So keep an eye on that. Jaren Jackson Jr. at 49, he's been up and down, and he was mostly down at the beginning of the season. So for me, seeing him make an appearance in the top 50 is really exciting. So we got 50, 49, we're going to go 48. That is Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo has been a little disappointing. People drafted him in the second round, third round in some fantasy basketball drafts for points leagues. And for me, I'm just like a little over it. I'm waiting for him to bounce back, but it seems like the ball is deflated. Another player who has been cooking with hot bacon grease from the Brooklyn Nets, coming in at number 47, 50, 49, 48, 47, Michael Porter Jr. Now, Michael Porter Jr. has overachieved, in my opinion, but he's actually ranked number 32 right now, according to #basketball. So they have him a little lower for their projections, but his current production is a lot higher than where they have him. So for me, MPJ is the kind of player that if you need a podcast guest, he's going to definitely cook up. But also he's showing that in the big city of New York, he is able to actually live up to the hype and be that main scorer for the Brooklyn Nets. Currently averaging 24. Count them. Currently averaging 24.6 points per game. Yes. 7.3 rebounds. Come on. 3 assists, not bad. And his defensive stats are nothing to write home about. But you know what we like to say around here. Top is off. Boobies is out. Hair blowing in the freaking wind. Michael Porter Jr. is a freaking problem. So again, I'm counting backwards, so you guys got to bear with me. We got 50, 49, 48, 47. At number 46, we got Jalen Williams. I am a little disappointed in Jalen Williams. I wanted more, only averaging 18.1 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, 5.6 assists. Those are nice numbers, but we expected a whole lot more from him. Now, this is surprising. At number 45, Yusuf Nurkic. Yusuf Nurkic is number 45, according to #basketball. Again, do not take this out on me. I am just the messenger. Yusuf Nurkic, he's obviously taking advantage of the Walker, the Stalker, Kessler injury, and he's been a little banged up himself, but he seems to be on a bit of a roll right now, and let's see if he can finish the season strong. After Yusuf Nurkic at 45, at number 44, we got Amen Pray to Heaven Thompson. Wildly disappointed in what we've seen from Amen this season. I expected so much more. Like, people were drafting him crazy. We were hyped, and it just has not panned out, especially for points league. So for me, I am pretty disappointed in Amen Thompson right now. Another disappointment for me, your man's in him, Chet Holmgren, coming in at 43, averaging 17.9 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, 2.1 assists. Nothing to write home about there, but definitely good with the defensive stats at 1.8 blocks per game. Now, admittedly, I was higher on Chet than most. Definitely a miss for me there. I hope that one day he can be the player that we expect him to be, the player that we want him to be. But right now, it seems like he's settling in the middle of the pack here, barely scraping into the top 50. Next up, after Chet Holmgren at number 42, somebody who has overperformed but has just not been available, from the Los Angeles Lakers, Austin Reeves. Been banged up a lot, hasn't played a bunch, but they still have him pretty high here. I am not as interested in Austin Reeves as others. I do think he performed well at the beginning of the season, but LeBron James was not around, and that clearly played some kind of a role in his high productivity during that run. But if you're not available, for me, it's just not a player I'm checking for right now. But we'll see as he gets healthy if he can maintain some of that value from the early season. After Austin Reeves at 42, at 41, we got your man's in him, Zion. How the mighty have fallen, Williamson. Oh, baby. Now listen. Listen, I love Instagram just as much as the next man. But this guy, oh my gosh. People was like shaming him about food and weight. I would never do that, right? I'm not trying to shame the young man on like what his eating habits are. But when it comes to social media, being online, chasing the baddies, come on, bro. Like what where they do that at? Like, bro, you are a millionaire. You don't gotta be chasing after the Instagram baddies, my guy. Focus in on this right now, your career, basketball. There'll be time for that. Basketball careers are mad short, y'all. Like, you might, if you're lucky, you might get a 7-year run in the NBA. 10 years, great. Nobody's LeBron. Nobody's going to get 20 plus years in the NBA. Zion, let's lock in and see if you can have a long career. Stay away from the Instagram baddies. After Zion Williamson, rounding out the first part of the top 50 at number 40. Oh, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to be the top of the next part. At number 40, we got De'Aaron Fox. Now, De'Aaron Fox has been okay. I think that, Sacramento is probably kicking themselves because they chose Fox over Halliburton. But for fantasy right now, I think this is fair for where people drafted him, getting him in the top 50, averaging 21.1 points per game right now, 4.4 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.4 steals. Not bad at all. Definitely not somebody I'm targeting in trades at all, but I definitely would be open to selling high if he had a good run and a good stretch of games he could whip together. And then at number 39, we got your mans in him, Franz Wagner. I love Franz Wagner, but he ain't been playing. He ain't been healthy. And for that reason, I am a little skeptical about what it looks like for him down the stretch. When players get banged up, you know what I'm saying? There's always a chance in the same season that they could experience similar injuries. After Franz Wagner, we got Alex Sarr coming in at number 38. At number 37, we got King Cooper Flag, who has definitely lived up to some of the expectations on a fantasy level. People were really high on him early in fantasy mock draft season, and then it kind of leveled out to almost where he is right now. So I think this is a really good spot for your man Cooper Flag. After Cooper Flag at 37, we got your man Derek White at 36. I love Derek White. I think where you got him in drafts, you can do nothing but smile with this type of value. Derek White averaging 18.1 points per game. Yes. 5 rebounds per game. Come on. 5.4 assists. And there's more. 1.5 steals per game. Let that sink in. And there's more. 1.6 1.7 blocks. Yes, blocks with a B, not Lego blocks. I'm talking Dikembe Mutombo. Rest in peace, my guy. Blocks, 1.7. That's crazy. I love Derek White. He is like the fantasy basketball Swiss Army knife. After Derek White, a player who is banged up right now, they still got him in the top 50. Number 35, Evan Mobley. We got Evan Mobley at 35. We'll move him right up into the C tier. After Evan Mobley, we got Trey Murphy III in at number 34. At number 33, one of the most heartbreaking players of this 2025-2026 fantasy basketball season, Devin Booker. I mean, recently had an right ankle sprain, so he's going to be out at least a week. People had him at the back end of the first round in 12-team leagues, early second round. It's just like, I cannot explain the disappointment that I'm feeling about Devin Booker this season. I'm maybe week 3 or week 4, I was like, he's gonna get it together, man. He's gonna be, in that area. He'll be like at least top 20. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I think he might live in this like lower than he's been in years past area, and it sucks, man. It sucks. I do not like it at all. And I don't like this at all. Number 32, Trae Young. Now, Trae Young, again, another heartbreaking situation. Most people drafted Trae Young in the first round. If he fell to the second, you probably felt like you got a steal. And what happens? He gets injured. He gets banged up. And then the young core of the Atlanta Hawks show that they don't need him, that they can play better without him. And then eventually they move on from Trae Young. And now he's in Washington on ice, waiting to see what's next. We don't even know if he's going to get run this season, y'all. So I don't know about putting him here in this area, but it is what it is. Next up at number 31, we got Lauri Markkanen. And I'm okay with Lauri there. I think people have some concerns that he won't finish the season strong in terms of him being rested and not and maybe just like them shutting him down during the fantasy basketball playoffs. And if you have Lauri Markkanen on your team, I would hold unless you could get a sell high during one of his stretches. They're projecting #basketball that he'll play 50 games. As long as the 50 games are in the fantasy playoffs, I'm okay with that. But chances are they might reduce his workload later on in the season. Currently, Lauri Markkanen is averaging 26.5 points per game, 6.9 rebounds. I mean, your man is really cooking. But you know what they say, the players who don't play, they don't pay. I just made that up, and it rhymed, by accident. Moving right along, a player that I love, always been high on. Oh, my gosh. From the Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo Ball. He's going to start off this B tier, and LaMelo is in at number 30. At number 29, we got Julius Randle, who started off really high this season, right? Like, he was really overproducing, and he's kind of coming down to earth a little bit, but still, I don't think anyone would have projected that he would be here in this number 29 area in terms of rest of season projections for #basketball's default points league projections. Another player that I didn't see it coming. I was high on him, but not this high. This is like Cheech and Chong, Method Man and Redman high. This is bath salt high. Keontae George is in at number 38. That is wild, Joe. No, my apologies. At number 28, I need glasses. So let's repeat it. We had LaMelo Ball at 30, Julius Randle at 29, Keontae George at 28. People are asking me, hey, Keontae George got rested the other night. I think it was the first time in the season that there was a back-to-back and Keontae was healthy, but they rested him, right? And people are like, what do I do with Keontae? Don't panic. Be easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, take a deep breath and realize that the type of production you'll get from him, it's okay if he rests a game here and there. they're projecting on hashtag basketball that he's going to play 70 games. Currently, he's averaging 23.9 points per game. Yes, 4.4 rebounds. Come on, 6.8 assists and 1.1 steals. Like, you cannot, for where you drafted him, right? If you have Keontae George on your roster, you got him late in your draft, at least round 10, maybe round 9 if you reached. But there's no way you paid second round, third round value for this guy. So hold, don't panic. Now, if he strings together some crazy games and you want to sell high on him, I wouldn't be against it. But right now, in panic mode, when he just rested a back-to-back, people know that. And they're not going to like pay top dollar for a player that you have concerns about if you're panic selling. So just be patient, hold Keontae George. After Keontae George, coming in at number 27 is Jalen Brunson. Knicks. Big shout out to my man, Papa Left from the Your Knicks podcast, a part of the Your Sports Media Network. Ooh, more about that in the future. Number 26, the King, LeBron James. Good to see LeBron back into that top 50 area. And another player who is making a comeback, huh? Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. From the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid. You know what we were saying about Joel Embiid in draft season. Stay away from him, especially if you have some of those other injured players. I still stand by that. I think you'll get some production from him when he's healthy. And I love how they're kind of ramping him up slowly, where he's looking a little more agile and he has a little bounce in his step. It really looks good. But hashtag basketball has him projected to play 37 games. I want no parts of that. I'm sorry. I just can't. I won't do it. And he might be healthy now, and he might be bouncing like up and down the court, looking spry and youthful. God forbid, I've ever want to wish an injury on a player, but history shows that your man Joel Embiid, he don't play. He don't play. He don't play. If you're new around here, welcome to Believe in Fantasy Basketball's Top 50. I'm Robin Marks. I used to work for NBC Sports Roto World, hashtag basketball. I'm a member of the Fantasy Sports Writers Association, and I want to invite you to join our free community. All you have to do is visit BelieveInFantasy.com. At number 24, from the Houston Rockets, Kevin Durant. We're going to slide him right into this B tier. And I want to say one thing about KD. We won't have many more years of this level of production. He's still very, very good for fantasy basketball, averaging 26.3 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, and 4.1 assists. And he's also adding 1.1 blocks per game. So Kevin Durant is definitely a player I'm looking to target in fantasy basketball trades. But also, if you have him, I'm holding on to him. I'm really not trying to move KD because you probably got a discount on him when you drafted him. And honestly, I don't think you're going to get that kind of value anywhere else. So for me, I'm going to just kind of hold on to him and see what happens. Another oldie but goodie that won't have many more years of this type of production, coming in at number 23, Steph Curry. With the injury to Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry is going to have to do more. He's already doing the most, right? But imagine if your man really takes the top off on this next half of the season. So for me, I'm definitely interested in holding Steph if I have him, and even targeting him in trades if possible. Coming in at number, oh my God, I don't believe this. I'm about to get upset. Coming in at number 22, Anthony Davis. Now, hashtag basketball, I don't know what's happening here. And honestly, he's producing on a per game basis at number 16. So I guess it makes sense, but he don't play. He don't play. He only played 20 games this season. And he's injured again. Like, I'm not putting him in any rest of season rank. Like, I don't care. I don't, like, on the strength, I don't care. I don't care how much, I don't care how many points he put up. I don't care how many rebounds he got. I don't care what his current per game ranking is for his production. I don't want no parts of it. I'm sorry, AD. Like, it's crazy, yo. It's so mind-boggling. This is for years. This player has broken our hearts year after year after year. And we still be drafting him. Nah, he strung together a few games. I've fallen for this trick before, man. It's the okie doke. He ain't playing no more this season. I don't think so, at least. I can't guarantee that, but all signals indicate that your man ain't playing no more for the season. So for that reason, I am out on Anthony Davis. I am just out on Anthony Davis. A player I'm not quite out on yet, but his team might be out on him, Karl Anthony Towns, coming in at number 21. Now, Karl Anthony Towns is an interesting player to discuss. I talk about it all the time. He was one of the top players for fantasy for a few years, right? Like a walking 25-10 machine. Then the Rudy Gobert experiment in Minnesota kind of like tampered with him a bit, started experimenting with the three-pointer, got good at three-pointers, had a good season last year. At some point, people were saying he's a MVP candidate, and this season is just not working, specifically in the area of being a defender, right? Like he's kind of a weak spot on defense right now. And I just heard a report that the Knicks are testing the market. The Knicks might trade Karl Anthony Towns, which is wild that they were just knocking on the door, made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and now one of the key, pieces of this squad, one of the foundational pieces of this particular team, they're thinking about moving him. And I'm hearing it's crazy, some of the potential trade scenarios for Karl Anthony Towns. But this is something we want to pay attention to, because if Towns is moved, that will definitely impact his value. We just don't know which way the needle will move. That will depend on what team he lands on. So right now with the Knicks, I'm fine with him in this top 25 area. His current per game production puts him at actually 29, where #basketball is projecting that he's going to go at 21. So moving right along, coming in at number 20, one of my favorite players for fantasy and for life, James the Beard Harden, consistent, reliable. #basketball is predicting that your man finishes the season average playing 75 games. I am all for it. Just give me James Harden any and everywhere I can get him. I am all in on the Beard. No problem at all. Somebody I was not as high on as others, but has definitely been producing when healthy. At number 19, Josh the Giddey. Now, Josh has been banged up. I mean, you got to play to have value, right? But when he plays, he puts on nearly averaging a triple-double, looks really good out there. I'm not mad at the Giddler. Coming in at number 18, Pascal Siakam. I am not this high on Pascal Siakam, but his production doesn't lie. He's definitely somebody that, although like name value and just historical production leads me to believe that he's not a player that I'd be interested in, the numbers don't lie. Your man has really been doing well this season, so hats off to him. Coming in at number 17, Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero had a rough start. Now he's kind of making a rise. People are interested in him for points leagues. Not mad at him. Not mad at that at all. Coming in at number 16, I love this guy. Scotty Too Hottie Barnes coming in at number 16. Coming in at number 15, and Edwards. Not mad at that at all. Now, this one is crazy, y'all. At number 14, Denny Baby Jordan Avdia. Oh, my goodness gracious God. Denny Avdia is in the top 15. Like, I was telling people, like, draft him, right? But I wasn't reaching. Some people were reaching for Denny. Denny was an absolute steal. Where you drafted him, if you still have him on your team, you are probably one of the top teams in your league. Deni Avdija is averaging 25.1 points per game. Let that sink in. 7.2 rebounds. Dang. 6.8 assists. Come on. And 1 steal per game. These numbers are otherworldly, like out of this world. Coming in at number 13, Alperen, the Goon, Şengün. Number 12, Donovan Mitchell. Number 11, Cade dropped, man. Number 11, Cade Cunningham. Oh, baby. Coming in at number 10, Jamal Murray. Oh, baby. Coming in at number 9, Kawhi Busted Thigh Leonard. And number 8, Victor Wembanyama. Number 7, Jalen Johnson. Remember, these are #basketball's default projections for points leagues. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. At number 6, the other Jaylen Brown, that is. And at number 5, Giannis. Now let's talk about Giannis a little bit. So Giannis has a calf injury. There was a lot of talks about him getting traded. People are still sending offers. Heard a report recently that chances are the Bucks might hold until summer to move Giannis because his trade value is slightly diminished due to this injury. So if you have him in fantasy, what do? So you can't go trading him away right now, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling if miraculously Giannis is traded to another team, he'll miraculously get healthy. I promise you, his calf won't be that strained if he gets traded to the Knicks for Karl Anthony Towns or something like that. So if you have Giannis, don't panic. Hold it down, wait, and see if he's moved. Now, if he's not moved and your league trade deadline passes and then you got him on your team and, you're down, you're in a redraft league and you're down a couple of players and you need to fill your IR slot with people that might actually play this season, then you got to make tough decisions. But I wouldn't make those decisions now. I would sit tight, be patient, stay the course, and let's see how this plays out. Coming in at number 4, Tyrese Maxey. I love Tyrese Maxey. Oh, my gosh. Love it, love it, love it. Coming in at number 3, SGA. Coming in at number 2, Luka Doncic. And rounding out the top 50, we got your men's in them, Nikola Jokic. Now that you know the top 50 players for fantasy basketball, check out our episode about buy lows and sell highs. And don't forget, play the waivers, set your lineups, and believe in fantasy.